नक्शलिज्म भी जो शुरू हुआ था उसमें देयर वाज अ कंपोनेंट ऑफ सीजर ऑफ पॉलिटिकल पावर थ्रू फोर्स. तो this same component, this same thread runs through all this terminology, either it is Marxism, Leninism or Maoism.
Naxalites or Maoists, do they also have strategy to target youth? Because they are in a very vulnerable, impressionable age.
Main revolutionary class, which is their prime target for revolution, is students. We had investigated in Gadchuli when I was SP Gadchuli. So we used to get letters. They were saying you have illegally detained Sai Baba. Around 500 new police stations were constructed in last 12 years in this particular area of Dandakarya and all this.
One has to choose between two ends, whether one wants to be a Naxal, anarchist or a nation builder. Namaskar. Welcome to News Bharati. As we all know, Naxalism, rather armed Naxalism, has come to an end in the country. Union Home Minister Shri Amit Shah declared that some time ago. But do we all know, ordinary citizens, do we all know about Naxalism? What are its layers? What is its philosophy? What are its operational strategies and tactics? Probably not. So, today we have with us our esteemed guest, Inspector General of Police, Nagpur Range, as well as Inspector General of Police, Anti-Naxal Operations, Shri Sandeep Patil. He is a decorated officer and he has been one of the leading experts in the country about Naxalism, which has turned into Maoism now. And he knows a lot of things that he will share with us today. So, welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Naxalism, as we all know, originated in Naxalbari in West Bengal in 1967. But it is a philosophy. So, Naxalites trace their origins back to Marxism. And now they say they follow Marxism, Leninism, Maoism, MLM philosophy, this they call it. So they have evolved into Maoists. So what exactly is that MLM philosophy? Can you please elaborate, sir?
A very good question. At the outset, what you have said about how they have evolved in their philosophy from Naxalism to MLM. Some of the encounters in Gadchiroli and Chhattisgarh, we have recovered this party Samvidhan, that is a constitution of Maoist party. So it speaks about their philosophy on the first page itself. So there they have used this word MLM, Marxवाद, लेनिनवाद and माओवाद. इसकी गतिविधियों के सभी क्षेत्रों में इसके विचारों का मार्गदर्शन करने वाला विचारात्मक आधार इनके कार्य की बुनियाद है. तो जैसे नक्शलिज्म भी जो शुरू हुआ था उसमें देयर वाज अ कंपोनेंट ऑफ सीजर ऑफ पॉलिटिकल पावर थ्रू फोर्स. तो दिस सेम कंपोनेंट, दिस सेम थ्रेड रन्स थ्रू ऑल दिस टर्मिनोलॉजी, either it is Marxism, Leninism or Maoism. So the process of indoctrination or process of mobilization, the stages is that for mobilizing the masses, they'll be mobilized on various common issues. Once masses are mobilized, they are agitated, and when state or government fails to meet their demand, then comes the process of indoctrination, where Marxism comes first, where they will say it is a class struggle, state is an exploiter, state is protecting businessmen, or it is in the favor of businessmen, and state is running its exploitation machine through bureaucracy and military. And then they will come to that by through this class struggle we are going to achieve a socialistic state, which Leninism speaks about, where there is no existence of private property and all property is owned by state. And how you are going to achieve this socialistic state, objective of socialist state, that is through Maoism, that is through armed rebellion. What Mao has said, that power comes through barrel of the gun. So MLM, they are intricately linked through a common thread that there will be a use of force for seizure of power. This is a basic crux of the philosophy. And as a Communist Party of India, Maoist, which we what we call as a current Naxalism, the party is a Communist Party of India, Maoist, which has been banned in year 2009. So Maoism has come in a big highlight, but the principle, whole their philosophy, organization, execution runs on this MLM.
So basically, it's a phase-wise radicalization doctrine.
Exactly, that is what I said. The process of indoctrination takes in M, then L, and finally Mao. That is, they speak of a revolution through arms or armed rebellion.
Okay, and that was wonderful explanation, sir. I mean, I am sure that will help people understand their philosophy, and once they understand their philosophy, they won't fall into their trap. Now, moving on from philosophy to operational part, you have served in Maharashtra's Naxal-affected Gadchiroli district as Superintendent of Police also, then as DIG Gadchiroli Range, and now in a different capacity as IG Anti-Naxal Operations. So all through, you have got the opportunity to uh, look at it from very close quarters. So you have seen the Naxalites dominating the jungles, and there was a time when they dominated the jungles, and they also mounted attacks on police as well as innocent civilians. And from that to now, they getting pushed to surrenders, massive surrenders, to the extent that their organization has sort of collapsed. So what do you think caused this decline of Naxalism or Maoism or left-wing extremism in Maharashtra and across India?
What you have said, that there was a phase when there was a very strong domination of Maoist in Maharashtra and whole of Dandakaranya. That was a period of from 2004 to 2012. Was a very I would say a phase where we had lost large number of our men. In fact, in year 2009, which was a watershed year for Gadchiroli police, that a single year where 52 Jawans achieved martyrdom. So that post government at a state level and at a center level to formulate a new strategy. The year when CPI, Communist Party of India Maoist, was formed in 2004 by merging of Maoist Communist Center of India in northern states and People's War Group in southern state. The militarization process had started, and before 2004 there existed these splinter groups of various Communist Party of India, Maoist, Marxist, Leninist, and other these groups, but they were not that organized militarily, and they were not that lethal or what in executing military strategy. They were not that professional, but with the Communist Party of India Maoist getting into a militarization mode, they started formation of platoons, companies, battalions, and with the good firepower of LMG, which they had looted from police, and the operational tactics were totally military based. So that phase where police were not prepared, and that is this 7-8 years we got a very big setbacks. But by 2013-14 we started stabilizing, and the what we call as a unified strategy that started from 2014. I was SP virtually in 2014, so I can tell about my period. Basically, what a government has said, they have three pillars. One is about Vishwas, second is about Nirman, and third is Jana Kalyan. So the overall domination of the Maoist, their running of raid through Jantana Sarkar, the state had lost credibility in these so-called liberated zones of Maoist. So first was to restore the trust of common citizens on our state machinery. So that was a difficult task, because protection of citizens is a prime task of test. So setting up of police stations in that area, our domination in that area. So what we call as a security grid, setting up a police station by every 10-15 kilometers was planned, and with coming up a police station in these areas, the common citizens had some trust in state. Now there is a police station here which will take care of us, will protect us from this Maoist. And the later on, what we call Nirman and Janakalyan, these same police stations acted as a growth centers and centers of implementing government policies, especially the beneficiary welfare schemes, which led common citizen having a taste of state, what is state and how state can benefit us. So that same policy of Vishwas led to later on the families of Maoist pressurizing their kith and kins that no, you come back to mainstream. This was one aspect, but that the Vishwas, that trust on state of common citizens was very important. So that was one part. Second part was Nirman. Nirman is what? Building up physical infrastructure in this particular area, that is called development infrastructure, and second, security infrastructure. So in terms of security infrastructure, which is very important because today Maoists have surrendered not out of any change in philosophy. It is sheer pressure by armed forces, the military pressure, tactical pressure, operational pressure that has forced them. If they don't surrender, they will die fighting our security forces. So this security grid, that what I spoke to, around 500 new police stations were constructed in last 12 years in this particular area of Dandakaranya and all this. Secondly, the security related expenditure. There are three schemes. One is security related expenditure, where center gives funds to a state for purchasing of weapons, ammunition, the training of forces, the building of all security infrastructure. Secondly is SIS, security infrastructure scheme, where these police stations which were built, the construction of police station, construction of fortification of this police station in terms of security walls, in terms of morchas, and these were given under these schemes. So these two schemes single-handedly created very solid security infrastructure, where it was very difficult for Maoists to overrun any police station. For example, in 𝐘𝐎𝐔𝐑, no police station has been overrun in last 20 years. And at least in last 12 years, they have not even touched our wall. So that solid security infrastructure which was built, that has really helped to state to stabilize and dominate there. And these security police stations acted as a launching pads for our operation, where different forces, there was integration of state police forces, CRPF, Cobra, and special forces of the state. So these acted as a launching pads where the areas were cleared. Then the physical infrastructure in terms of development which was created, I think in a single district of 𝐘𝐎𝐔𝐑, more than 600 towers were, mobile towers were erected in last 10 years. So this has been a game changer in terms of technology, because it opened up whole for these common citizens, opened up whole new world in terms of on the click of mouse, you know what is external world, which they were unaware of the. So that has led to a great perception change in the youth, and it has actually as a vehicle of development also in terms of business opportunities. Secondly, construction of roads. More than 5,000 kilometers of roads were built in this Naxal area in terms of major roads, interstate roads, bordering roads. So these roads have again led to outside people going in the interior areas, and government administration reaching fast to those difficult terrain areas, and common people got access to education facilities, health facilities. So this has all, Nirman work has really created a new created a state in last 10-12 years that has really changed the perception of common man. This is a state. And then with the creation of this Nirman infrastructure and Vishwas, which has been built over the 12 years, and then Jan Kalyan schemes like what police dadaro khidki we have done through police muster in Gadchiroli, where all central and state scheme, basic Jan Dhan Yojana, giving Aadhaar cards, giving caste certificates, benefits of different agriculture schemes. So direct cash transfer to the account. These schemes were very actively implemented, where people got cash in their own accounts for different schemes. And Nilla Nayanar in Chhattisgarh, Nida Nayanar, that's a developmental scheme which was a role model in Chhattisgarh. So implementing of this developmental schemes through police and through district administrations, very on an aggressive level, led to that what state can offer, and state is a real growth multiplier. This citizens came to know. So you can see, at least in Maharashtra, I can tell you confidently, in last 12 years, there has not been a single protest about any encounter or about opening of any new post in Gadchiroli district. So that shows what trust common man have in a overall state of Gadchiroli. So this strategy has I told you technology with the coming of mobile towers and with the use of some advanced technology for operational purposes has also led to giving a good intelligence, and the aggressive operation strategy which was used by security forces, and better coordination with the interstate coordination which was done by central government. The main what central government is did that the Naxals used to take advantage of interstate borders. They know ki if police start the operating on other side of the border, they will come to this side of the border. So these loopholes were plugged by very good interstate coordination and operations, and they were monitored at a very top level, including at Union Home Minister level and Union Home Secretary level, and all Director General of Police were involved in that. So the closer coordination, operation, and aggressive policy cornered the Maoist. The losses they suffered made them to think that the operations which have been carried out in Chhattisgarh in last 3 years or in Maharashtra, they have really broken the back of Maoists, where Baswaraju was killed in one of the operations. So General Secretary getting killed in the operation, that they are losing, it is like losing their prime minister. And even in Gadchiroli, Central Committee member Milind Teltumde, who was a chief of Maoist of Gadchiroli, he was killed in an encounter. So these were big setbacks which really affected their moral, and it made them to think that we must surrender.
That has been a wonderful story. Rather, I would say it has been a turnaround story, kind of, in which security, intelligence, infrastructure, people's cooperation, and government will all came together, and this has had a wonderful effect. Rather, that broke the back of the Maoists. But a lot of people are saying that this must have been the end of armed Maoism, or Maoist operating from the jungles. And some say that from urban areas their operations have continued. Of course, there is a big debate over whether that particular term urban Naxals or urban Naxalism exists or not. So, as per your study and experience of this particular insurgency, what is the reality in this regard? I mean, is it going to be the next challenge?
Actually, what, as you have said, there's a lot of debate whether there really urban Naxals exist or not. But I think this we should speak with the facts. Actually, there is the book which the policy which they had approved in their Congress, that is the Strategy and Tactics of Indian Revolution. It very detailed in a way it explains about their strategy in jungle area and in urban area, and what tactics also they will. First part is about strategy, and second part is about tactics. What tactics they will follow in jungle area and urban area. Recently, in one of the interviews, the surrendered Politburo member Bhupati has said, as we did not stick to the policy document of our this urban perspective and we have lost the battle, because we did not stick to our documents, what policies, what strategy, and what tactics they had elaborated. So this one of the book is called शहरी क्षेत्रों में हमारे कामकाज की दिशा. This is one of the this is a separate document also, and this is one of the chapter, 13 chapter in that book, what I call Strategy and Tactics of Indian Revolution.
Okay.
The second document which has been recovered is a party samvindhan, which I already shown. So here they talk, the party works on the formula of 3 magic weapons. In fact, Mao has said the ultimate objective of our revolution is to conquer enemy bases, that is cities. So unless and until we do sufficient work in cities, it is not possible to achieve this ultimate objective of a revolution. So they talk about 3 magical weapons. What are 3 magical weapons? Party, the Communist Party of India, Maoist, this is a party. Second is PLGA, that is army, People's Liberation Guerrilla Army, and third is a United Front. So party is supreme, which Politburo and their central committee is part of that party, which is the top decision making body, and it has 2 arms they call. One is army, another is United Front. So this People's Liberation Guerrilla Army that has been fighting for the security with security forces for last so many years. So that we have seen how they were acting and how it was defeated. A second arm is United Front, which is active since last 25-30 years. So what is United Front? In Hindi we call it as a Sanyukt Morcha. So this is what, not my, this is all what is written in their books. That is what I am. The main job of United Front is a umbrella of mass organizations operating in their revolutionary classes. Revolutionary classes they call, the revolutionary classes are student, Dalits, minorities, peasants, labor, and women. I have given an acronym SDMPLW to remember. Student, Dalit, Muslim, peasant, labor, and women. So these 6 targeted section, they call them as a revolutionary classes. So in these revolutionary classes, they have a number of mass organizations which are operating. So the main objective is to mobilize these revolutionary classes, and then later on, after mobilization, some will be indoctrinated in MLM ideology, which we have discussed earlier. So what is a role of United Front? Role of United Front is, first is mobilization of people, what we have discussed. They will be mobilizing people on different issues. Then second is building frontal organizations in these revolutionary classes we have discussed. And third and very important is military task. Military task is a job where when army was operating in jungles, all logistic support to army in terms of all materials, in terms of the dangris they were using, shoes they were using, electronic equipment they were using, medicines they were using, they were all going from urban areas. This logistic support. Then second is arms ammunition. Definitely they were getting arms and ammunition from which were looted from police, but later on to expand their army that was not sufficient. So they were looking for arms and ammunition from outside sources. Our Elgar Parishad case is a very clear example where 2 of the accused have been charged with this, that they had connections with ISI and outside forces, and they were planning to get an arms consignment from outside. This is one of the charge in the Elgar Parishad case, Bhima Koregaon
that's very serious.
So provision of arms and ammunition, this is one of the military tasks which urban cadre are involved into. And third is creating sabotage in our different crucial industries like power sector, defense sector, railways. So when there will be a war between Indian army and paramilitary forces and their army, so they will ensure that the crucial sectors which are useful for running war machine, they will be sabotaging this. So they were building a slow process how we can sabotage these industries like power industries, defense sector industries. This is one of the tasks of urban this thing. And last is infiltration into government machinery, including police, army, and intelligence agency.
Infiltration.
So that they know what is
planting a mole
enemy's strategy. So United Front is a very, it's not our concept, is their organizational structure which has been defined, which has been explained in all their documents. In fact, in 2013, central government has accepted has given an affidavit in Supreme Court of India by naming these frontal organizations exist in our country and how they have an alliance with anti-national forces. This has been given by Union government in 2013 to Supreme Court.
Oh.
And then later on it was laid on the House of in floor of House of Parliament in one question, how urban Naxals and what are the urban frontal organization in India. So it is a concept, and what I have already elaborated, what is their task.
So now, after hearing all this explanation from you, I am sure the people of India, they won't now debate on whether this particular phenomena called urban Naxalism or their support base in urban areas exists or not. They have been in existence for long, and as you have shown, they have got their own document also, strategy and tactics also, and now there must be no confusion in any quarter whatsoever. So this particularly, now that you have explained a lot of their targeted groups, so women, labor, and everyone else. So particularly of late, a lot of youngsters, I mean, reading habit has become rare nowadays. They read mostly online, social media influences them and all. So they carry a lot of influences and they don't know how to calibrate those influences. So probably I mean, that makes me wonder whether Naxalites or Maoists, do they also have strategy to target youth? Because they are in a very vulnerable, impressionable age. So if yes, if they do have the strategy of targeting the youth, what is that? Maybe if possible, if you came across some example of some youngster getting influenced by them, rather indoctrinated by them and radicalized by them.
You rightly said, the main revolutionary class, which is their prime target for revolution, is students, yuva. And second is workers and peasant. These three are what the dictatorship of proletariat, what we speak about.
Okay.
So leadership of workers and peasants, and the students will be the mobilizing force, which will actually be bring a revolt. So what you had asked, I would like to quote the one famous case in a district of Chandrapur, Deshbhakti Yuva Manch case, which was detected long back in 2008, when I was a probationer of that district. So I'm not telling any fictional case, what actually the investigated case and which I have seen. So you can see the name of the organization is Deshbhakti Yuva Manch. So the young group of the college going students, they were having different gatherings and they were having talk, dramas on different national issues and this thing. But slowly, the backdoor meetings used to take place. They used to identify who are the active elements in whole these groups. Around 250 students were members of that Deshbhakti Yuva Manch.
Okay, in 2008.
2008. But later on, when actual the case took place, the still at 3013, that's a case number. The accused in that case were found with the ammunition and arms.
Okay.
The carbine was recovered and lot of ammunition was recovered from them. And the 7-8 main leaders of this group were members of Chandrapur Area Committee. The Maoist work in terms of area committee. So they were the members of Chandrapur Area Committee.
Okay.
So the members of Maoist organization Chandrapur Area Committee, they were leading this Deshbhakti Yuva Manch. So when there is a mobilization of students, there are different organizations, but there will be some leaders who will be actual from Maoist organization who are guiding them or who are mobilizing them. So what here you can see that they will be normally mobilized on a very regular issues, but slowly the aggressive members of that group will be called as an activist. So they will be spotted. These are the activist members of this group, and these activist group will be more again focused on, and they'll become candidates for their party cell. So they'll be observed for a year or two, and then they will be inducted in their party cell. So he becomes a formal member of CPI Maoist once he goes a party cell. So this is a process. Even in our from two members from our Pune slum area, they had gone to jungles of the Gadchiroli. Some cultural group influenced them and motivated them to go and join the PLGA. So that has taken place. Even the other members from Chandrapur, Rajura, same part of the Deshbhakti Yuva Manch, I can, from Rajura, he joined. Later on, he was killed when I was SP in Gadchiroli, in encounter in northern Gadchiroli. So students are, what the age group is such that they are more vulnerable to the ideological indoctrination, because they have not seen word what is our state, what is the reality, how we function. So I feel what my suggestion to student is, we should see what Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar has told in his Constituent Assembly speech, that now we have adopted our constitution. So we should focus on all constitutional means for getting our demands.
Right.
And you can see the beautiful journey of our Indian democracy for last 75 years. We had the first of insurgencies going on in different parts of our country, but we have been able to solve those issues of their political power, accommodating them in different autonomous councils, and we have solved those issues through constitutional limits. So I think a single message to youth is that you should believe in constitutional methods, and constitutional mechanisms are there, democratic processes are there, where big changes have come through democratic means. So I think the belief in democratic values and democratic institutions will help them to differentiate between this philosophy of Maoist philosophy of armed rebellion, where they say state has failed and you take up arm. So I think that belief in democratic institutions will help them to identify this.
That's wonderful reference. Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's speech, that particular speech you referred to, is also known as famously as grammar of anarchy speech. Rather, he cautioned against that particular anarchist tendencies.
Exactly.
And I think Maoists, from whatever you have said, Maoists are trying to do exactly that. Instead of aspirations, they want to channelize the unsuspecting youth toward anarchist tendencies.
Exactly.
Okay. Of course, after hearing this one from you, I am sure youngsters will get the right message and they will be more aware about these particular things and such tendencies. You also referred to Maoists getting arms from outside. So, outside, you also refer to ISI and all, that's Pakistan's Inter-Services Intelligence. So, what kind of international connections do these Maoists have or had?
There is a organization for coordination of international communist parties. You are aware of that, Composa.
Composa, yes.
But specifically about our neighborhood and our region, the various communist parties of their countries which believe in Maoist ideology, they are in close coordination. There are Nepal, Bangladesh, or Sri Lanka. Manipur has a separate Maoist party. So these all coordinate together. So Nepal has been seen as one of the, there was a talk, Ganpati going to Nepal, and so this is that there has been some coordination between Maoist parties of bordering, and what we spoke about international coordination, it is in training. You must have seen Philippines Communist Party has been training. They have been sending their military manuals to our Maoist parties of India for better military strategy. There was also incident that LTT was involved in giving the IED expertise to our Maoist Party of India, the
Mhm.
People's War Group became more lethal and more dangerous after they started using IEDs in late 90s. Otherwise, they
Okay.
were not that lethal. Most of the casualties which have taken place, they are post 97, 98,
Mhm.
when IED was being used. That IED training was given by LTT, that is what is
Mhm.
that is on record. So, with neighborhood and for United Front, there is a definitely connection with other international parties, the different leftist groups across globe. They have been in touch with. They have been supporting Sai Baba case. Sai Baba case is again one case where we had investigated in Gadchuli when I was SP Gadchuli.
Mhm.
So we used to get letters from UNH, United Nations Commission on Human Rights.
Okay.
They were saying you have illegally detained Sai Baba. So
Mhm.
pressure they were being exerted from that quarter.
United Nations.
So we told them this is an Indian legal process. He has been given enough opportunities. The process is fair and transparent. So this such kind of pressures are exerted by some outside communist forces on our institutions in India,
Mhm.
so that there is no strong action on this United Front activists.
Mhm. So that means a lot of it must have been coordinated through urban areas only.
Exactly.
So if in a country where urbanization is growing at a very rapid pace, so we also need to be cautious about these elements. I mean, they must have been uh, using your word, uh, infiltrating into urban structures also. Anyways, so that drives me to the last question of this conversation. Police officers like you and the government have been doing a great job. I mean, literally, from whatever you have shared so far. So, indeed, it's a great job done in countering the Maoists. Now, what role can the society also play to protect the youngsters and those who are even middle aged, or those who are learned, academics, intellectuals, authors, writers, journalists, different categories? So, what role can all segments of society play to protect the democratic and constitutional as well as territorial integrity of India?
This is a very interesting question. We are celebrating 75th year of our Indian Constitution. So there is uh, we require what are our achievements of our Constitution, what have been achievements of our democratic process in last 75 years. These need to
Mhm.
be highlighted and discussed, starting from school level to university level and all the forums. So how Indian democracy has been successful
Mm.
handling bigger challenges. We had so many the insurgencies, as we have discussed, even in terms of what we say social challenges,
Mm.
developmental challenges. So how there has been a change in overall socio-economic perspective, uh, how development narrative has changed throughout last 75 years. So if there is a good debate,
Mm.
and if these achievements are highlighted to young youths, uh, because the main strategy which the urban Maoists follows, they are discrediting our institutions, democratic
Mm.
institution, four pillars of our democracy, that is a legislature,
Mm.
executive, judiciary, and
Mm.
overall this. So how we need to show how our democratic institutions have been successful
Mm.
in the state, the what was the condition after independence, and how we have sustained our development process, and how our institutions have transformed, and how some rights like right to education,
Mm.
all these rights were we had not envisaged during immediately after constitution, but they were part of directive principles of state
State
policy,
policy.
and how now with the growth of state, how we have been able to implement right to education and other social sector policies
Mhm.
on which these urban Maoist focus how a better social perspective is achieved through their revolution. But already through democratic process, we have been able to do that, and there can be some more changes can be made. I think that can be done at a and at a society level. I think we need to work on uh, what our philosophical, uh, what we can say, cultural issues that students should have more trust in our institutions, family institution, our cultural institutions, which gives pride to our own, that no, we are self-sufficient. The self-respect, the Rashtra Bhakti, Rashtra Prem, these are the core issues which can be ingrained in children from school level. Because I, being a student of Sainik School Satara, as a military school student, I always had that passion for, I wanted to work for state, fight for state. So such institutional arrangements will also, like what Honorable Prime Minister has been continuously about, implementing of NCC, that the student who joins National Cadet Corps, I think he will be a good citizen of the country. So I think systematic training of young minds, how they can contribute to state growth, nation growth. I think because today IITs, IIMs, it is a taxpayers' money. So I think the philosophy that what we are giving back to our own state, that philosophy should come in the measuring performance of these institutes, what we are giving back to nation. So such higher ideals can guide youngsters, and at the same time society has to be, again, the society again has to recognize, glorify, admire the heroes who have fought for nation in different sectors,
right,
who have been involved in nation building. So I think that will again bring what growth story India has been. So this recognition, this in current digital world, or I think that will go a long way in changing the mindset of youngsters.
That's wonderful, sir. I mean, that drives me to come to a conclusion that one has to choose between two ends, whether one wants to be a Naxal, anarchist, or a nation builder.
Exactly.
So I think for Viksit Bharat, that our Prime Minister has said, so for Vikasit Bharat, everyone's contribution is needed. And whosoever is stopping or creating hurdles in that particular process of making constructive contributions, I think youngsters should be aware of that, rather beware of these elements. So that's the takeaway from the wonderful talk that we had today. Thank you so much, sir, for guiding us and sharing a lot of insights. And let us hope the citizens of country will become more aware about this particular problem, and they will also realize what to do next. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.